These are the top 10 works of art that most impacted the life of Bradley Demerit. Introduction. My name is Bradley Demerit, and I am from El Paso, Texas. My favorite genres are true crime, thought-provoking, and fantasy, but I ultimately enjoy more than anything else just exploring different artistic works and getting different tastes of all genres. I feel the exact same way towards music as well. This order is based on the impact that the work has had on my life and my fondness towards them. It is purely subjective, not objective in any way. Number 10. The Diary of a Wimpy Kid. This book was written by Jeff Kinney, and it is fond to my memories as it was the first book that I truly got into reading, and it sparked the beginning of my interest in reading any books at all. It was a great transition from picture books that I used to read as a child to actual chapter books that I would later read in my life. It is extremely funny and charming and extremely unique as well. It was also relatable to me as I read it when I was in elementary and middle school, similar to the age of the kid in the book. Number 9. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, written by J.K. Rowling. As I loved every book in this series, the first one was my favorite, as it truly opened me up to the world of Harry Potter. It created a love for fantasy that still exists within me, and the amount of world building that it had forever made me imaginative during this time. Number 8. In Cold Blood by Truman Capote, often remembered as the very first true crime novel ever written. This real story, based off the events of two men who had a robbery gone bad, unveils what I have always been interested in, even to this day, being true crime. It first sparked my interest in the genre, but by itself is a great book for anyone to get into, as it delves into the complexities of human nature. Number 7. Bohemian Rhapsody, the song written by Queen. This is one of my all-time favorite songs to listen to casually, with beautiful instrumentals and a very enigmatic, subtle messaging that makes you theorize long after the song's conclusion. This began my love for classic rock as well as Queen itself, and I've always thought over the true meaning of this song. Number 6. Waltz Number 1, a double bass solo by Domenico Dragonetti. This sheet music was written by Domenico Dragonetti. I have a personal connection to this as I played this song on my double bass in high school, and it was the most challenging solo I have ever played. It is extremely unique, especially for a bass solo, and it was also my harshest but greatest accomplishment for bass, as I qualified for state in Austin in the competition for solos with this piece. This is my favorite artist to find fascinating bass solos, as he's one of the few famous composers who played bass. Number 5. Les Miserables, the Broadway musical. This was the musical, not the movie, directed by Lawrence Connor and based off the book by Victor Hugo. I did love the movie as well, but the musical specifically introduced me to the wonderful world of Broadway and live theater. This is my favorite musical of all time, with beautiful songs and extremely thought-provoking characters and story. Number 4. Inglourious Basterds. Written and directed by Quentin Tarantino, this extremely well-made film is my second favorite movie of all time. Complex filmmaking is extremely interesting, and this movie illustrated that. It has extremely impressive acting from all the characters and some of the best dialogue and setting building I have ever seen. Number 3. The Secret Life of Bees, written by Sue Monk Kidd. This great period piece during the civil rights era opens your eyes to what people of different races had to experience during this time. I love this book because it was a great and thought-provoking story of what life was truly like during the civil rights period. It teaches self-love and has great character development. Number 2. Interstellar, written and directed by Christopher Nolan. This extremely realistic movie illustrates very fascinating concepts in physics such as fifth dimension, infinite energy sources, and time dilation. It opened me up to the possibility of pursuing a physics career and is my favorite movie of all time. Number 1. The Mist, written by Stephen King. This is by far my favorite novel of all time. It's extremely entertaining, from its mysterious creatures to a very thought-provoking symbolism of things such as tribalism and religion during emergencies and life or death scenarios. It steered me into the direction of Stephen King, whose works I still love and read to this day. My favorite passage from The Mist is the quote on page 33. Nothing in nature is that even. Man is the inventor of straight edges. I love this passage because the entire book remarks on the sharp divide between man and God. And this evidently explains that man is nowhere near the creations that any God could possibly imagine, sharply dividing what many of the characters will believe or choose not to believe throughout the story. This is my works cited for the images and the citation of the passage for the mist. Thank you all for watching, and this concludes my top 10 list.